Haley Bailey's career is over after DDG exposed her plot to kill him. I don't know what's going on. This is sounding crazy. I didn't really look into the details. I have seen things on Twitter about this whole situation. I haven't really looked into it that much, because I have a life. And honestly, this whole thing should have been kept, private. But I guess it's gone this far on the internet, so we might as well cover it at this point. Honestly, this should have been kept private between the both of them, and they should have just sorted it out behind the scenes, but apparently they both cannot do that. So we're gonna see exactly what Poetic Flacco is gonna be talking about in this video, pertaining to this whole thing between DG and Haley Bailey. I don't care, but it's a big topic right now, so I might as well I react to stuff. We're gonna talk about it. Anyways, let's get right into it.
A couple of weeks ago, Halle Bailey dropped a petition with the courts for a restraining order in an attempt to ruin and destroy DDG's career. DDG finally responded back to that restraining order, and not only did he prove that he's not the aggressor, but that Halle Bailey is actually a monster. I can't be the only one who noticed this trend. The women who are in scandals for being accused of lying on their spouses all have connection to the same group.
I've been seeing this whole theory on Twitter as well. I don't know if that's exactly true. I don't know if that's like an actual thing that happens, but maybe it is, maybe it's not. Rockefeller Records, or whatever you want to call it, Rock Nation. Who knows? Okay, who knows? I'm not that in tune with the whole Rock Nation scandal type thing, so I wouldn't know exactly the whole details between and how people make that whole connection, but we'll see.
Who that group is, figure it out yourself, because apparently they the boogeyman, bro, that you can't speak about on YouTube, or else your channel get deleted. Her and whoever is managing her plans.
Wait, you can't speak about Rock Nation on YouTube? Oh my. Okay.
Almost worse.
What the hell?
The world almost believed DDG was a monster until the real receipts dropped. Now let's just rewind a little bit and let me remind you guys of exactly what Halle accused DDG of. Right now, she would claim that DDG would chip her tooth and bruise her arms, and she would actually show the pictures of, I guess, the bruises and the chipped tooth. Here are the bruises. Again, this is pretty consistent with him grabbing her and trying to pull her from out the vehicle that he apparently didn't want her in because he was trying to leave and he felt like she was stalling. She also showed the chipped tooth, which you can see, there's parts of it, but these don't come across as bruises where, he was like just wailing on you. Like,
also, I'm not trying to say, and I'm not trying to be like, she's probably lying about this, but how exactly does your tooth get chipped like this on the steering wheel? When's your whole, I don't know. I feel like if you just like, I don't know, maybe if you had your teeth out like this and you just slam your head into the steering wheel, I feel like all your teeth would be like kind of messed up a little bit. I don't think it'd just be one chip on the tooth, especially on the steering wheel. Steering wheel probably has leather on it. Sure, it's an expensive car, so it's got to be some good leather. So who knows? Who knows? I wasn't there. Nobody else watching this was there. People on Twitter weren't there, so we don't know. But I don't think you can chip your tooth like this on the steering wheel without something else getting damaged on your face.
This come across as bruises that was occurred in a tussle, right? Like a tussle, like it was a violent tussle, but this don't come across as if, he was Chris Brown in you, because that's a different level of violence. But nonetheless, though, men shouldn't be putting their hands on women. Call the police. She's also in the restraining order painting DDG as an absolute weirdo. On top of the physical incident, she's painting DDG like he's like Jeffrey Dahmer's, bro. Like he's doing some weird stuff, bro. Like he's like creeping through like the cat hole, trying to get into the home, taking pictures of an empty bed. Like he's doing some weird stuff according to her. Now, again, this is her view of the situation. This is her account of what happened. DDG hasn't spoken yet, but she's painting this man like a weirdo in this restraining order. She would say in March, before DDG filmed the video that we shown earlier in this video of him claiming that Halle is keeping his son away from him. So she would claim that DDG actually creeped her out when he showed up at her home, entered without permission, went to her bedroom and texted a pic of Halle's empty bed to her along with a text,
Yeah, this is all old stuff. I might just skip through this because I don't want to see the flashback. We already know the details of this. I'm sure if you've seen Twitter, I'm sure you've seen all of it. Okay, let's get right into it.
It might be raps, bro. I'll be real, homie. This is also a custody battle,
Damn.
too. The reason why she was incentivized to show DDG as the worst person possible was because she wanted a judge to grant that restraining order and to grant her sole custody. The judge granted an emergency restraining order until DDG could respond and granted her an emergency sole custody. DDG response is she not only did things to him, but she's unfit to be in sole custody of their child.
And I think right now, currently, they gave permission to Haley to actually travel with a Halo to Italy. So I don't know. I guess she'll be back in time for the whole case. I don't remember the exact date that I saw on Twitter. Voice break, but yeah, I don't know how this gonna turn out. There's no telling on either side. So who knows?
And he
Who
believes that
knows?
he deserves primary custody of the kid because she's unstable. And I believe he proved his entire point. The first thing DDG really highlighted is that this restraining order that Halle Bailey seeked against him is entirely manipulation. It's manipulation to ruin his career and to get sole custody of the kid. Because he shows not only do Halle not need to be protected from him, but he's the one that needs to be protected from Halle. DDG would accuse Halle of unauthorized surveillance and stalking via Apple AirTags. Now, Halle Bailey allegedly placed multiple AirTags in DDG's vehicles and belongings to track his movements without his consent, constituting unauthorized surveillance and stalking specifically.
What
In
the
June of
hell?
2023, an AirTag was found beneath the back seat of DDG's Maybach, discovered after Halle Bailey showed up uninvited at a movie theater where DDG was with a female friend. DDG and Halle is broken up.
Oh man. Oh man. Yep. I don't know. That's kind of crazy. That is kind of crazy. And the AirTag, I ain't got no AirTag, but nah, I ain't doing all that with the AirTag. If I'm missing some headphones, I'll put the AirTag on that. But other than that, I'm not doing anything to anyone's car. That's kind of crazy. I ain't gonna lie. Unless it's my own car, I put the AirTag on my own car, just in case someone tries to steal it. I doubt they can. It's a manual. People don't know how to drive those these days, apparently. So, yeah, not really my thing.
After Halle Bailey showed up uninvited at a movie theater where DDG was with a female friend. DDG and Halle is broken up at this point. DDG can move on with his life, so he did. He took a girl that he was dating out on a date. Halle Bailey found out and caused absolutely chaos. DDG mom.
That's got to be such a terrible situation to be in. That's DDG. If you already broken up with your ex and then she just pops up out of nowhere because she has an Apple tag on your car and she's at the movie theater, which I'm sure you gotta travel to. Can you imagine just, getting out the movies and you just walking back to your car and you just see DDG and Halle yelling back and forth after you just seen Sinners? Kind of crazy.
Mom was there that night, and she actually gave a statement to the court. And this is the first-hand statement from someone who was present. So Halle Bailey has shown up uninvited to a movie theater in Beverly Hills where he was attending a film with a female friend. Petitioner called me directly that night, angry, stating that she knew Daryl was at the movies and made threats to F him up. George and I drove to the theater out of concern for Daryl's safety. When we arrived, they saw Halle outside the theater, visibly upset and attempting to confront and physically fight the woman he was with.
Bro, I don't get that. There's one thing I don't get. If there's like two people that are like, that used to be together, why are you going after the person that they're like talking to? I don't get that. I feel like your main focus should be like the person that, is doing all this stuff to you, supposedly or allegedly. So, yeah, I don't get whenever someone cheats. I don't understand that. Even though it was clarified that they were broken up at this point, but even in the situation of him cheating, I don't understand why, if a guy catches his girl cheating, the guy goes after the guy that she's cheating on with. Vice versa. I don't understand that whole thing, but that's just me.
Now, the mom says, I personally intervened to help de-escalate the situation. The next day, George, Daryl, and the mom thoroughly searched the Maybach and found an Apple tag AirTag hidden underneath the back seat. The discovery clarified for everyone how Halle was able to track DDG's location to the movie theater. The severity and sickness of what just happened don't really register to a lot of people because it's a woman doing it to a man. If it was a man stalking his ex, putting air tags in her vehicles,
Oh yeah.
tracking her down,
Oh yeah.
stopping her from dating,
Cooked. He would be cooked. Just cooked on the internet. Cooked.
and trying to confront any man she's talking to, that person will be called a sicko. They will be disavowed. They will be ostracized by everybody, and their career in Hollywood would essentially be over. This to me was the most concerning part of the quote unquote stalking. They found an air tag, a pet air tag that was used to track pets. They found it in the baby's diaper bag, in Halo's diaper bag, hiding underneath the cardboard lining. This is the tracker in the
What?
first picture, is like a Hello Kitty tracker. And when you look it up on Amazon, it
Damn.
literally tells you this is a tracker.
You got a cat collar? That's crazy. A cat collar? Really? A cat collar?
For pets. And I wonder who she learned that from. I wonder who gave her the game of tracking.
Uh-oh.
We're not gonna reference you know who. We're not gonna
Hey, Flacco, this might be your last video. If you keep this up, you better calm it down, buddy.
reference the boogeyman of YouTube that we can't really speak on. But I wonder where she got the idea to try. It's not like there's a lawsuit with people associated with her who's currently being sued for doing the exact same thing to their loved ones. I don't know, bruh. You see this smile? It looks innocent, right? But nah, bruh. This chick is one of the most destructive, evil, maniacal people I think I ever witnessed on the internet, because it didn't just stop at tracking. She tried to put our boy DDG on a shirt. She really tried to send this man to Tupac. So she's telling him,
answer the fucking phone. Answer the fucking phone. I'm going to try one more time. If you don't answer, it's over forever. I'm not playing, Daryl. Okay.
answer the phone, answer the phone.
She's serious
I'm not
about this.
playing.
Look, she didn't even let a minute go by. Not even 1 minute.
I'm going to try this one more time. Answer the phone, making threats. He responds back with, I just want to be left alone, please.
Yeah. If it's something like this, if it gets to a point like this, yeah, I just want to be left alone. Leave me alone. God bless, leave me alone. I don't have time for this. I don't have the energy for arguing with nobody. I really don't.
She responds back with, I'm calling for help. I have a knife. So she begins to threaten him with the knife. And you know what happens,
Oh
bro?
my God.
DDG asks, you have a knife for what? Why do you have a knife? He soon found out why she had the knife. He would allege that Halle attacked him with the knife, and he actually suffered a pretty deep cut on his hand. The only thing
Damn.
going through my head as I'm reading this is the nerve. The nerve. That woman really went to them folks' courthouse and wasted their time, bruh. She really went to the LA courthouse, filed an emergency restraining order with these quote unquote receipts that DDG was this horrible person who was stalking her and putting hands on her, only to find out that you are the culprit.
That's
It's
crazy.
as if she was confident that he wouldn't respond. That he
Listen, that's a level crazy you gotta identify within like the first 2 months of dating someone. There's no way I'm getting caught like that. There's no way. If I see someone that's very unstable, I know people can hide it for a long time. I know they can, but at some point, I'm gonna catch on. Personally, me, I'm gonna catch on. Okay, I have a very low tolerance for things like that, and that's just me personally. But I know there's some people that just, that puppy love phase and all that. I'm sure it just takes over their whole mind and they forget about things like that. So yeah. Especially if it's like your first relationship. Yeah, for sure that's going to happen in your first relationship. But you need to, if you are like currently going to a first relationship right now, you need to closely analyze who you're talking to. Please.
he was just going to sit back and allow her to ruin his career. She must have known these receipts existed. Or did she not think that he was taking pictures or documenting everything she was doing? This is absurd. Now, she's just not a danger to DDG, but she's also a danger to their baby. May 12th of 2024, an incident took place that I believe after this incident, Halle should never have primary custody. Like DDG needs custody of their kid before something go horribly wrong. So on the 12th, she's texting DDG because apparently she wants to spend time with him. She says, I just thought we'd do what I wanted to do today since it's Mother's Day. But if you really want to go, you can. I'll just go home and pack. Hello, question mark. Now it's Mother's Day, but they're not together. They're not in a relationship. She wants to spend
She responded to him at 10 p.m. Golly. If you don't come back here, I'm gonna call the police. I don't want you to do. Oh, so did she take the baby? That's what this whole thing means.
time with him. He's not obligated to spend time with her. It's Mother's Day. So he says, if you don't come back here, I'm going to call the police. I don't want you to do something stupid. That's because he realized that she took his gun when she was leaving.
Oh, I don't know. It's looking bad for Haley right now. If this is the case, if this is the case, because I know that she got the whole Daryl got his restraining order on her denied, so she's allowed to travel with Halo to Italy. But when it comes to actual court date, like the actual official day, I don't know if she's winning this one. If this is the case,
DDG writes, I'm going to give it 5 minutes. You have a son. I know you took my gun. That gun has no safety. If the first thing you do when you're an emotional wreck or you don't get your way or you become sad is you go for a gun to do something stupid to yourself,
yeah.
that son, this Halo should be in DDG's custody. DDG should have full custody of his son because one parent is
And it really sucks for the child. It really does.
obviously an emotional
And imagine growing up and seeing like what happened. That's gonna be something crazy to see when you grow up.
wreck. One parent obviously have no self-control, so the father deserves to take over. This is insane. It sucks. And DDG is begging her, please don't do something stupid, please. And it's not until I think he threatened to call the police like about 5 times before she finally answers. He said, put it down. That's nothing to play with. She responds back with, you have ruined me. These chicks be having your baby and think you owe them everything. They have your kid and think that your life is now centered around them. No, your life is centered around that baby. So when she says, in all my happiness, your happiness ain't his priority. Yo, she's out here going all.
I mean, if you have a baby with the woman, I feel like you should give equal, equal, time with both. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know with this one. In this case, just a child.
Off, bro, talking about you're the only help I used to have. And that's kind of crazy because she had a crazy support system when it came to tearing down DDG. When she filed that lawsuit, everyone came out the woodworks, including her family, to support her, to go against DDG. But when it comes to what really matters, the only person helping her was DDG. So if she tries to shame him for getting money, like, bro, this man is trying to become famous to get money, so you don't have leverage over him. From these messages, the cycle is pretty apparent. They can be a family. He can see his son as long as he does things that don't piss her off.
Yeah, she's pissed off because what is this typing? It's making me mad. It's making me upset. Okay, the X for the C. I'm looking at my keyboard right now just to see exactly what error she made here. Okay, I can see that. How could? Okay, yeah, okay. These are. Yeah, okay. A bolt. A B. I don't know how you missed the O, but me. Okay, the W's right next to the E. Your family and the woman you want to sleep with. Okay, all right.
But the minute she goes online and sees DDG moving on or hanging out with another chick, in this case, when DDG went to Mexico with another person, she apparently lost it. And all of a sudden, he can't see his kid.
I don't know what she's trying to pronounce here. You want F-O... No. You want Fowen? I don't know. I don't know.
No more. She's being vindictive. So she writes, how could you openly talk ish about me to all your family and all the women you want to sleep with? You want to ruin me, and you succeeded. Now, first off,
yeah, I was lost on that one. Thank you, Flacco, for clearing that up.
So I thought Hallie was this super intelligent, super educated woman. Why does she type like this? This message thread between Hallie and DDG shows that this chick is an absolute psycho, bruh. So she's going on. I called because I needed help because you've shown time and time again that you just don't care. Whatever I decided to do is none of your concern. Just leave me in peace. So these are like dog whistles for, oh, I'll do something to myself. So then he writes, I came there to check on you. For you to act like you're gonna do something to yourself to make me feel some type of way is manipulative and selfish. I never thought you would do nothing like that.
See, I'm sorry. I never thought you would do something like that. I know it's a very tense moment between these two, so you know it's just the grammar's killing me right now. I'm sorry. I am so sorry.
He puts, I never thought you would leave either. Guess I didn't know you at all. So she's equating him leaving her to live his life but still want to be in his son's life. He just don't want to be with her anymore. She's equating that to apparently the logical solution for him moving on and dating other people is I'm gonna manipulate you with harm to myself so you can't sleep well at night. Because
You know what's crazy? This is in 2022. We in 2025. Has it really been going on this long? I could have swore it was just last year. Damn. Man, I'm getting old, bro. I turned 28 this month. Jesus.
you're worrying about me. This chick is psycho. Right? So it continues, bro. You can see where he says, you literally told me to leave. This push and pull issue you keep doing is childish. You keep threatening to leave me alone and saying you can F with somebody else. I'm not sticking around for that. So see again, it's more messages, okay? Again, more threats. I'm gonna call you one more time. Just how she talks, like she speaks as if she's like the authority in his life, as if he's not a grown man, bruh. And then it goes, you don't want to be with me, that's okay. I will never beg anyone. I will be successful. I don't need to be with someone who is going to demean me. You like that? I'm insecure. It makes you feel good about yourself. I'm not doing this anymore. Keep your phone on airplane mode. But when I die, don't say ish.
Oh my God.
That's her go-to. Her go-to is always making these threats. Don't come to—
Is this Hallie's first relationship? This has to be. This is something you would say in your first relationship. I'll be honest with you. Okay. I'm not gonna say I did something like that, but I've seen plenty of examples of someone doing something like that. And yeah. That's something you do in your first relationship.
to my funeral or anything. F you. This woman is highly manipulative. Highly manipulative, bruh. Highly. And to think that she dropped that petition knowing that these receipts existed to what? To tear down DDG? Yo, I feel like she's gotten to a point, bro, where she's so psychotic that she's just making decisions not really knowing what she's doing, bro. Because to file that petition against DDG, asking for a restraining order, knowing—
Well, honestly, if I want to sound like one of these red pill dudes, but you know, court system is very biased towards women. That's a known fact. Okay, so I don't see. I'm not that surprised, to be honest.
you were the culprit, you were the one who's the problem, F you. I'd be happy that these are the last texts you get from me. Come on, bro.
And he's not even responding, bro, and you're still going.
I can't even read anymore, okay?
God,
if you guys want the full link to
I'm not reading
this
all that.
particular document,
I am not
drop
reading all
your
that.
emails in the comment section. I would try to I would try to send out the full document. I know it's pretty hard for people to find this document itself. They only see snippets of it. So if you want the full document, just drop your email. I'll send it to all of you guys so y'all can read the full document for yourselves. It's about 92 pages. It'll be a good read for the night, man. But
good read for the night. What am I going to bed reading this whole thing?
Sad, man. DDG almost had his career ruined by a lie. And it's no coincidence, man. Megan Thee Stallion, Halle Bailey, they're being represented by similar parties, man. Let me know in the comments.
Flacco, you pushing it,
what
man.
What do you guys think? Do you guys feel like DDG—
Hey, that's strike 3, bro. You got 3 strikes in one video. You done for, brother. It's over for you. We won't see you anymore. You done spoke about it 3 times. You should have kept your mouth closed.
he is doing something wrong, or is he the victim? Let me know. And if you're still watching, click on this video here somewhere on my screen, somewhere here on my screen to find out why women are trying to cancel Cameron.
All right. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. If y'all did, get some new information out of this, thank Flacco, not me, because I was not presenting anything. I was just giving my opinion, and I'm assuming that's what y'all come here for, my opinion. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.